What was what? Is
Anyone?
this thing on?
Anyone? It is on, and I hear a familiar voice. I hear a voice from the heavens. Jeffrey Emmett has returned to us. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Uncensored Radio Live. I'm feeling very Olympic today. So the first person we're going to hear from is the gold medal winner of Gay, Jeffrey Emmett.
Oh, I thought I was his competition then.
Oh, jeez. I wish I would have had something to prepare.
Oh,
listen,
right.
It's been a crazy couple of weeks. It's not been fun, really. Not at all. I had to drive back a 17-hour trip. I did it without the kids, and I am just fucking utterly exhausted. Like, I'm too old for this shit, man. I slept in a rest area the one night for a couple hours because I was like, I'm not gonna go to sleep for 3 hours. I'm too cheap for this. I'm thinking Richard's rubbing off on me. You know what I'm saying? So slept in a rest area. Got back to New York. My aunt wrecked her bike. She lands it on her face. You know, I thought it was kind of rude because I was like, bitch, there's other ways to get us to come visit you besides wrecking your motorcycle and things. You know? And then she had to get some face work done. And I was like, man, cheaper ways to get your face done, bitch. Granted, you're going to look 25 again. But really? Really? You had to go flying off the bike? It just, God love her. I love Claudia.
Well, Ace is happy you're back, Jeff. Ace says, yay, Jeffrey's back.
Listen, so things have been crazy, Ace. I swear to God, you're sure sitting in my bedroom right now. I'll get it in there.
It's coming. It's coming. All right, we have our silver medalist of sassiness, but always victorious, Miss Vera. How are you today, my dear?
Oh my God, also exhausted. Been a rough week. Mom's still in the rehab, and she's still a joy. Oh God.
Bloody old people.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, assisted suicide should be a thing.
Last but not least, we have our bronze medal power top because the boy is a big old bottom. Luke, how are you?
How can you be power top and be a big old bottom?
I'm not sure I can even follow anything with
he's
that.
He's the bronze medalist of power topping because he's not. Because we all know third's first win loser, right?
Okay.
How are you anyway?
I'm fine. I'm not going to comment on assisted suicide today. Look, I'm all for getting face work done. If you got to come off the bike to get that shit done, then girl, you do you.
And I'm me. Like I don't need a medal. I don't need a medal. I'm the supreme. So anyway.
You're the IOC.
Jeffrey,
of everything you just said.
Yeah, I'm the queen bitch. I'm the queen bitch. I am. The big bitch on campus. I am. It's going to be weird. I've got Jeffrey back, so I can dial down the meanness now.
No, please.
He's been horrible.
Oh yeah,
Jeff, he's been horrible.
He was nasty.
I love it.
I did you proud. I
love it. Well, somebody's kind of be the mean girl when I'm gone, right?
That's kind of my thing. Everyone's being too nice.
Showing a bit of sass though, and I'm starting to like it. It's Miss Underwood. Like, she's really getting amongst it now. Last week she was just.
Katie was loose last week. She went off the chain.
We also goose.
She is. Her goose
was totally loose.
So if you haven't watched it yet, we finally had our Vera. We always got Vera. We finally had our Anna Renata show air. We caught up with the girls. It was lovely, but yeah, Jeffrey wasn't there, but they're coming to see you, Jeff. So if everything lifts, they've got flights that they need to take before March. So you could have Anna Renata on your doorstep. So be prepared.
Yeah, they had messaged me a while ago because they had thought it was actually this past March. And then I can't remember which one was saying it was, and the other one, she's like, oh my God, she's an idiot. It's not till next year. So, yeah, I'm like, let's get the boys over. Let's film some shit.
There's been a lot of that confusion of times and dates going around lately.
I don't ever know what day of the week it is. Like, I was talking to this cute man yesterday. He wanted to have a beer. and I thought today was Friday, but it's not. It's Thursday. I didn't think I forgot I had to do a show, and the babysitter wasn't here. I just also screwed up. So needless to
It's
say, I
Friday
didn't
for
go
us, though, so you were
I
half
did-
right.
I didn't go halfway. I was on Australia time. That's it.
That's it.
That's your excuse,
I
baby.
didn't
That's your
have
excuse.
to, or I didn't go get a beer with McCarty.
You didn't have to. You rephrased that well. You didn't have to, but you were choosing to.
I know. I would like to. It seems like a very nice man. He sang a little bit to me because I said, "Can you sing?" 'Cause he said he was like Patricky. He's looking for somebody that's maybe not entirely David. I'm like, how about like a quarter David, right? Because you never know if I'm going to be over gay, if I'm going to be like ethnic, or what's going to happen.
What happened was.
What happened was, girl.
Oh no, you did it. We're gonna get in trouble, aren't we? All right, we're moving on. We've got so much to talk about today, so we're gonna jump into this week.
Hot load of hot topics.
Now, as I said, we are feeling very Olympic today because who knew the Olympics was gonna generate so much bloody conversation this week?
Well, probably about as
So where
much as
should
the
we-
way Luke's sitting on camera.
All
He just
right.
kind of looks like
Well-
old lady.
Oh, thank
Kinda
you.
looks like okay.
Old lady.
Let's start
The
with
Olympics.
a
I'm not
little bit of
engaging with you.
conversation about Miss Simone Biles, right?
Ooh,
A team
girl.
USA coach said Simone Biles' exit from gymnastics team event is not injury related. Coach said it was mental issues she was having per NBC broadcast. This was very early on in the week after she pulled out of the group competition, and now she has removed herself from everything, citing her mental health. So, Vera, you're the resident Olympics expert. You start us off.
I gotta say, go girl. I mean, mental health is 90% of the game. You know, there's lots of people who can turn cartwheels, but if they can't turn them perfectly in the moment, they're not going to win competitions. And good on her to know that she was just gonna drag the team down, and she needed to get out in that moment. You know, I'm all for it. Go girl.
Yeah, because it was bad. It was rough.
Well,
I mean, I thought horrible because she's very accomplished, right? Like, so it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
that she's not capable of any of this. So
Right.
watching it, you knew something was going on, but you were like, oh, shit. You know, my kids are like, they're obsessed with the Olympics.
well, you do
So
know
we've
that
been-
the IOC screwed her. That
Yeah, aren't they-
Well, yeah,
Is it-
the whole...
5
The
weeks
biggest
ago,
part of the
they-
drama is that they're refusing to judge her on her athleticism because she's so like
High above the
she's the
ball.
apex apex predator of
Yep.
gymnastics. So they're already
she gets no extra
disadvantaging
credit
her.
for being 3 extra flips and 5 feet higher than anybody else. So she,
That's
you know,
crazy.
it is crazy.
Like, if you're the best, you're the best, and you should
Right.
win. That's the whole point of it, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Well, but she wasn't that day, though. I mean, that's
Oh,
kind
no,
of the
she
thing,
absolutely
right?
wasn't
Like,
that
she
day,
really just,
but-
she was having... It was...
How many
Not good.
people were looking at Janie Carey and saying, "Wow, why is this girl not on the team, and why instead of somebody else?" And if you'd seen the Olympic trials in back in June, you'd know why she wasn't on the Olympic team. She doesn't have it every moment of every day. You know?
Right. Well, this chick has a proven track record. She's done things. She did stuff with broken toes. Like, she's been around. She's
And
fantastic.
gallstones,
But something
kidney infections.
really wasn't
Yeah.
good. Like, that was that one hot boy diver man. Who
Oh,
didn't
we gotta
even
talk
seem to
about
have a
Tom.
penis.
We gotta talk about Tom.
That was just... He was hot as hell, but honey, I mean, there was no dick, and the dives were just...
Sometimes they are wearing compression suits to minimize drag. To be
Minimize
fair.
drag.
Wow. Some of the other boys, honey,
Wow.
it was like, oh, you could beat somebody.
Well,
with
I
that.
can't
I'm ready for
imagine
you.
that a diver needs to worry about drag, but you know some of the pool boys, you know, the guys
Listen,
swimming
You need to worry
distance.
about splashback, don't you?
That boy, his points, they weren't talking about the points in his dive, honey. They were talking about how big his willy was. You know what I'm saying? They were like 3 stars. I'm like, yeah.
I love how Jeffries turned the Olympic Games into like some filthy like episode in his life.
But listen,
Like,
no,
Have you
we don't
met Jeffrey?
we don't sexualize the women, only the men.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm
So
totally
I just want to
down with
bring up
sexualizing the men.
I want to bring up a point about Simone. So we had one of our commenters comment on the article saying that she talking about how she's being basically biased against because she's a black female athlete. And someone said, does black really have anything to do with the conversation? And I really think it does in this case, because she's been, she has been put on this pedestal as this, I don't know, queen of the sport, and she's achieved so much. But if the tables were turned racially, would she be copying this much? Like crap, because they're like, oh well, she's da 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 da, and then it's like, okay, but what about we didn't care about other people like Ash Barty recently, like won Wimbledon and then has bombed out of everything. We're not like going, oh, she's let the whole country down.
But was their
Right.
bomb as bad? I mean, her stuff was bad.
Well,
She just won Wimbledon and was out like in the first round of the Olympics, isn't she? Wasn't she? I
the
think.
most decorated American gymnast in history. She doesn't owe us anything. She
True.
and and
Yeah.
I don't feel like she let us down because I don't, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not like she.
That's just it's a very weird situation. Like if the girl wants to quit, let her quit.
Luke would win.
yeah.
Anyway.
Absolutely.
Let's move on to what Jeffrey like kind of got us there, but let's look at Tom Daley. So UK diver Tom Daley claims gold. I feel incredibly proud to say that I'm a gay man, also an Olympic champion, he said. And I feel very empowered by that because when I was younger, I thought I was never going to be anything or achieve anything because of who I was. And to be an Olympic champion now just shows you can achieve anything. Daley, 27, who won gold with synchronized diving partner Maddie Lee, said he was glad to see record-breaking numbers of openly out LGBTQ athletes participating in the games this year. However, he said that when he first came out in December 2013, he had always felt like the one that was alone and different and didn't fit in. There was something different about me that was always never going to be as good as what society wanted me to be, he said. I hope that any young LGBTQ person out there can see that no matter how alone you feel right now, you are not alone, that you can achieve anything, and there is a whole lot of your chosen family out there. So, did you guys see the dive that these guys did?
Oh yeah, I did.
Holy shit balls, Batman. Like,
I'm an
that was some
Olympic nerd.
crazy shit.
I did see it.
I was like,
And I saw him win 4 years ago. Well, 5 years ago. But my favorite
Yes.
part about his medal was when they showed his mother and his husband and his son watching and the screaming in that room. Did you guys see that part?
I didn't
No,
see that, but
I've missed it.
Oh,
Look,
my
I think
God.
being a minority put on a world stage where you're representing a greater mass of people, and I guess this goes back to the last story as well, is that extra pressure because there's extra judgment, there's extra focus, and there's a lot of weight put on your shoulders already as an Olympian, but I feel like there's extra heaped on for some of these participants. I'm glad that he did well and that he's able to be like celebratory now. Like he can say, well, look, this is what I've achieved. I just am of the opinion though that we
It
put
shouldn't
a lot
matter.
more pressure. Yeah, it should. They should be
Shouldn't
just
matter.
representing their country and them. But I guess, yeah, there is all this focus in the media because I
But
can guarantee
to
you,
be
when they talk
fair-
about Tom Daley, Matthew Mitchum, any of these GLBT divers, and then when you've got a minority race in a predominantly
back-
Anglo team.
Jumping back 10 or 15 years, I'm not even sure how much. Look at what happened to Greg Louganis. Greg Louganis.
yeah, AIDS in the swimming pool. AIDS in the
Eggs in
swimming
the
pool.
swimming pool. Oh my God, he's infected everyone. Everybody needs to be tested. I mean, where we've come from Greg Louganis as a diver to Tom Daley, we're getting there. It's moving slowly, but we're getting there. You know,
I'm gonna take it in a different direction. I'm just glad they make them wear speedos, and I know that we don't do this, you know. But damn, boy, if that's what a man's supposed to look like, though, I must be some kind of wildebeest from, you know. Actually, do you know who I am? I'm this guy. I am Bigfoot crossing. I am Bigfoot crossing the river in Michigan. That's me.
I thought that
Isn't
was
that
a
Jeffrey
picture
on
of
his
Trump.
trip?
That'd have
Jeffrey's
been one of
back in Missouri, folks.
our ex-co-host.
I thought,
Oh, wow.
I thought it was your backyard.
So congratulations, Tom Daley. Not only are you an amazing LGBTQ black role model, but you're damn fine, boy. So
Yeah.
good work. So let's go from objectification to objectification, shall we?
Oh, God, good on them.
All right,
Yeah,
female
any
athletes
of them.
hope to create equality in new apparel. Female gymnasts representing Germany at the Tokyo Olympics showed off their full-length unitards in a bid to take a stand against sexualization of their sport. Days earlier, Norway's women's beach handball. Why don't we just call it? Is it not? What's it called?
It's not volleyball.
Volleyball?
Because it's actually a junior Olympic event. It's not a full Olympic event.
Okay, whatever. Beach handball team was fined for refusing to play in bikini bottoms during a game at the sports Euro 2021 tournament just days before the Olympics. Team Germany have actually been donning these unitards since spring. According to German Gymnastics Federation, the switch to full-length outfits is a statement against sexualization in gymnastics. And you know what? More power to them.
They're still gorgeous.
As someone who works in an industry that is very much about looking at the human body and the shapes and lines of a human body, there is no difference between wearing a leotard and a unitard in a competition setting, as long as you can see the line that's supposed to be created and it doesn't obstruct the view. There's no difference. So I don't know why it's such an issue, especially when we get to the beach handball thing. But good on it, girl power. But here is the Norwegians women's beach handball team. They were facing fines for wanting to wear shorts instead of bikini bottoms. According to International Handball Federation rules, the bottoms are not to cover more than 10 centimeters on any side. For context, of both Norwegian teams. To be fair, I wouldn't want to see some. I wouldn't want to see some of those guys in shorts, but you know. Ugh.
But so it's only for the females though. So what is the reasoning behind that rule?
And 10 centimeters, it's less than 4 inches, right, guys? You guys are metric.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, how many quarters? How many quarters we need to go to Jeffrey? Oh, we've broken him, Jeff. We've broken Jeffrey. He's just having a cocktail and enjoying the day.
Good on you for
Wait
that
for it.
reusable straw.
He's doing it for nature.
I heart nature.
You do heart nature.
Nature.
So what do you?
you?
And
Come
when I
on,
get my
Jeffrey. What do you think
license,
about this?
I totally intend to break for animals. It's crazy, right? Like, why can the boys wear shorts and the girls can't? Like, it's just insane. Like, we kind of had this thing going on when I was in Catholic school, a couple of decades ago, where it's winter, it's New York, the girls are freezing, they're tired of wearing these damn skirts, they want to wear pants, and it was like an uproar. And of course, my gay ass has to be the one that's like, well, why can we wear pants but they can't? So should we start wearing skirts?
And the rest is history.
Jeffrey? Did you wear a skirt?
No.
He has.
I have, but no.
I had this argument with my employees because when it, especially I think it was 2 summers ago, when it was super hot, like no worries, girl. When it was in the 40, like early 40s here, so pretty hot. The girls could all wear skirts at work, and the boys had to all wear full length pants. I'm like, well, how is that fair?
No AC at work?
Well, no. It was like some of the stores, especially some of the regional stores, they're older shops, so the AC, especially when it gets around 43, 44 degrees, it doesn't cut it.
Right.
Their AC doesn't work. But I feel like that's a double standard. If the girls can wear knee-length skirts
You should
and
be able
still
to
be
wear
allowed,
shorts.
Yeah.
still be allowed to climb ladders and, you know, bend over and lift things, surely males wearing knee-length shorts
Won't be distracted.
isn't an issue,
Right.
right?
Right.
So double standards are everywhere. I'm not saying that, you know, retail is Olympic level drama, but whatevs.
No,
But
it's
look, there was
double standard is everywhere.
a double standard is a double standard, and look, someone who is not having the double standard was Pink.
Go
Pink came out
girl.
of the ether, and the pop stars offered to pay the fines for the Norwegian beach handball team.
Yep.
The team was fined €1,500, that's £1,295, for improper clothing at the European
wow.
Beach Handball Championships last week. Good on you, ladies. I don't think she
Yes.
would have said good on you because she's not
Probably.
Australian, says Pink. I'll be happy to pay the fines for you. Keep it up. So, you know, Pink, and that article went off because I think everyone loves a bit of Pink. But yeah, you go, girl.
Stupid girls. Stupid girls.
Luke, what was that noise? You don't love a bit of Pink?
Look, I'm starting to go down Jeffrey's path, so let's get on to the next article.
Oh,
I don't want to take it to a naughty place, so let's keep the show going.
Are you gonna make a Pink bits joke?
Oh, probably. Or my mind went there, and then I was like, no, Luke, grow up.
Grow up.
Don't be that person.
Do you know where you
Well,
are?
You realize that's not the show's demographic, right?
Oh, well.
Uncensored radio.
Pussy.
Look,
There you go.
That made me really uncomfortable. I think.
the show's not that uncensored. Goodness me.
All right. Well, speaking of something that is still censored, but very, very timely and like a great power move, Lil Nas X's latest music video is not only causing waves because of its content, but in just its first day that it went live, it's taken social media by storm and raised more than $21,000 to fight mass incarceration. The video for his new song "Industry Baby," uploaded to YouTube, has a donation box directly underneath for a non-profit organization, the Bail Project. As part of as early as Friday afternoon, it had acquired nearly 6 million views and has raised more than $21,000. It's more than that now. The song is a massive clap back at his haters. Features Nas being sentenced for his Satan shoes, which we discussed on the show earlier this year. Dancing in the showers, flanked by other naked men, before breaking into more Corey in the yard and then breaking out. Music is the way I fight for liberation, but true freedom requires change in how the criminal justice system works, starting with cash bail, Lil Nas X says in the donation box. I know the pain that incarceration brings to a family. I know the disproportionate impact that cash bail has on Black Americans. There are so many stories that call on us to take action, and I invite you to join me in this important civil rights issue. Like, this dude's unstoppable lately. There's no fucks given.
He's kind of like the male Madonna, but with an actual like message, right?
Where's that in my mouth?
I don't care for him particularly. You know what I mean? Like his just type of music stuff. It's not my cup of tea. Like the kids love that damn song, and I'm like, no, you ain't playing it near me. Like they know there's got to be a group of people to ask Daddy to play that. So he's not my cup of tea, but props to him. You know, I feel like he does have a better message. Like Madonna was just trying to push boundaries, and I think there was some, you know, feminism in there and things about sex, and we need to stop chastising people. But he's really trying to get it out there.
The needle,
I just think, you know, it's tough when you're kind of going balls to the wall. You know, you got to expect.
Literally, if you've seen that video.
I have not.
Jeffrey, you might want to check out that video, actually. It might be to your liking. Apparently, there's an uncensored version out there now as well, so all the pixelation's gone.
everybody like comes over and they talk about whatever that show is, Sex Life or something on Netflix, right? They're like,
Oh,
have
you
you seen
missed
that?
it.
I'm like, oh no, all I've seen, bitch, all I know is episode 3, 19 minutes in. Okay, that's all I needed to know. That's all I've seen of that show.
We,
Episode 3, 19 minutes.
we had that conversation off air, and it was Vera and Katie. They were a bit shocked.
Oh,
I
yes.
don't know that
That's
I
right.
was shocked. I was impressed.
Nom nom.
You know, as a nurse, you see a lot of parts.
Weapons.
It's very
That was
rare
not an
that
easy.
Penis?
That was not
one-
concealable.
It's very rare to be impressed.
Let's just say after the show, Vera was getting out her
Listen.
Bonanza tapes.
I'm telling you, that guy, this short guy, like the last kind of hurrah I had, man, I'm telling you, was like that. You know, it just kept getting bigger. I was like, oh Lord Jesus. And then him and his two boyfriends came to the show, and I was like, what's your name again? I couldn't remember his name.
Oh, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Biggest dick I've ever seen in person. It
Oh
was
my
fabulous,
gosh.
darling.
I thought
Fabulous.
that was your husband.
He didn't even. First off, it would be ex-husband. He was he was blessed for sure, but not like this motherfucker. This was like, what you want me to do?
He was
Birthday? Hold on.
anointed.
You know what? Yeah, this was like challenge accepted. He's like, oh, I definitely pulled a Luke. I was Team Luke that night. Mhm.
Power bottoming for America.
I knew I was getting thrown into this conversation. I was trying to stay out of it. I'm being real quiet.
I swear to God, this is absolutely
Okay, Luke,
true.
I
The
hate
next
the
morning,
vapors.
Jude's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Down there." Like, what do you think? I'm fucking new?
It's not his first rodeo.
Right?
Who's the
I'm
power
saying, like,
bottom, buddy?
look, it's not my fault. I learned how to take a dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, relax.
He did go to Catholic school. I mean,
Oh gosh, next.
all right, we're going to some more music drama. Finally,
Brits.
Lynn
Oh,
Spears
yeah.
has stepped up. The pop star's mum called for the removal of her ex-husband Jamie from Britney's conservatorship, saying the arrangement is exhausting and terrifying. In a sworn written declaration, Lynn argued that the step-in is necessary because the relationship between father and daughter has dwindled to nothing but fear and hatred since the conservatorship was enacted in 2008. Lynn concluded that Jamie is incapable of putting Britney's interests ahead of his own on both a personal and professional level, and his remaining a conservator of Britney's estate is not in the best interest of his daughter.
This
Now-
bitch, day late and a dollar short. Fuck her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Always has been, though. Always has been.
Well,
Like, they didn't get along.
Maybe she's as much a victim of the cowering as Brittany.
Listen, here's the thing, though. The thing that really concerns me about Britney, right? I'm all about free Britney, okay? And I do think she's going to be under the microscope if she gets freed. I think people are going to look for any, misstep she makes and be like, see, this is why she needs to be locked up. But it does concern me. Like, if you listen to the whole 23 minutes of her testimony, she doesn't speak like a 39-year-old, right? She definitely, there's some things going on there. But it also does seem to be that even before the conservatorship, her life has been controlled and somebody's always kind of been pushing her to do something. And her dad, so I just worry that it might be a lot for her. And if she gets around wrong people, I think it's going to not go great. I hope it does.
Here's my question for you guys before we continue. Do you think that the conservatorship is to blame, though, for even... I know that they usually say people stop developing at the age that they get famous. But having... She lived through her 20s, and now she's been under this conservatorship. She hasn't had to live... She hasn't had to be in control of her life for so long. Do you think that's a major factor in it as well?
People also stop developing at the age of the trauma.
Right. Well, and if you
where
watch
did
interviews
that trauma first happen?
before all this happened, there was always something, right? Like she,
There was
you
a
know, in
spark.
that Diane
She had a
Sawyer
spark.
interview, she cried. Well, yes, there was definitely more left, but then you hear she was put on lithium and shit against her will. Like the whole conservatorship is definitely crazy. And I think, like, you know, she decides she wants to go take every last cent she has and fucking blow it. That's her prerogative, right?
Crazier than Mel
Her
Gibson.
prerogative.
Right.
Crazier than Charlie Sheen.
Right,
You know?
right. And I'm saying,
Crazier
so she
than
hasn't
Danny
done
Bonaducci.
anything worse. And two, I think when you hear the stories about the context of that night with locking herself in the bathroom with her child, when you hear the context of that evening, it makes more sense, right? And she doesn't look as batshit crazy as it appeared at that time. And it's that fame game of you're fucked no matter what you do because there's a microscope on you. And I think the whole situation's really sad. I think her father's a monster. And she should be allowed, if she can perform and go on world tours and do all that, she should be able to be out of this.
Look at the life of Judy Garland. Come on, that woman was tortured.
She should have been in
abused.
one.
Yeah.
Right. There's people I
Yeah.
know that should be in conservatorships that need them. Fuck you. Keep over there with the edge. Oh, Judy. I'm fucking retarded. I mean, handicap.
So,
You're
just an
lucky
update
that
to the.
Katie's not here to shame you.
Look, I shame myself because I don't like that word and I don't ever say it. So I'm not sure what just went down.
So, there's an
This
update
could be the episode
to.
that does get us cancelled.
This is so tame, it's not even funny. There's an update to this story, and her former manager has actually released voicemails that Britney has sent to her representation
They didn't sound like her.
9 years ago, talking about the conservatorship and her being afraid of her father and wanting it removed. So, again, if you're part of the Britney Spears fan base, you know that this has been going on for way too long. But you know. We'll see. Apparently, the judge has pushed the case forward from December to September, so this could all be happening in the next couple of months.
I hope that her father gets charged because I feel like he was the ringleader behind all this. He pushed it because he knew there was money to be made, and I don't understand how a conservator is earning a gross profit off of your gross revenue from your tour and your loss. Like. What?
Exactly.
She had a manager.
But as we said,
he needs to go to jail.
As Jeffrey was saying before, a lot of stuff that is coming to light now is making a lot more sense. And the same can be said for Miss Amy Winehouse, who passed away 10 years ago this week. So this week marks the 10 years since the death of singer-songwriter Amy Winehouse at age 27 from alcohol poisoning. Winehouse's parents, Janice and Mitch, have opened up about their daughter's tragically short life and their criticism of the 2015 documentary Amy. So this is the producer of the new documentary Reclaiming Amy speaking. I think that one of the things that Janice found most painful about the narrative was about her daughter since she died, is that she came from an unhappy and unloving family, and that in some way led her to the problems in later life. For the narrative to be around that, I mean, that was incredibly difficult for Janice. So I think that that's what we've tried to do with this archive of family photos and videos. Just paint a picture of a girl, a very normal girl that came from a very normal family. If you want to check out Reclaiming Amy, it's available on BBC, so iPlayer.
I don't know if I buy all that. Probably
the major criticism was about her father, who was very much involved in that documentary. He says he had a mental breakdown after it. So
I'll have to.
I don't know.
But Daddy thinks I'm fine.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Amy's the reason why this is happening now is Amy's mother actually suffers from MS, so she will her condition is deteriorating, and she wanted to have her chance to have her say while she could. It's actually, you can actually tell that it really affected her mother, And of course it did. They lost their daughter became the biggest selling artist of all time and biggest female artist in the world for a hot minute there, and then she's gone in the blink of an eye.
Well, I think any parent, regardless of what the childhood was like or anything, to watch your child. I mean, when you look at pictures of Amy 2 or 3 years, whatever it was before she died, to what she looked like and the damage to her body. Mm-hmm. That's intense. Like that, no matter who you are, if you care about somebody and know them in real life, that's painful to watch.
That's what I'm about to say.
There are a lot of people who want to blame someone for addiction, but addiction can happen to anyone. It's not a blame situation. You know?
Exactly.
And that's what Janice was saying, that probably the hardest thing about watching Amy in the last few years is that she was physically unable to do anything for her because of her condition. She was not. Hello?
Lou, turn your vibrator down.
Oh, it's a plane going overhead.
That was very dramatic.
Yeah, sorry.
Get an Amy Winehouse tune.
See, I could barely hear it, so I can hear you guys, but I can hear it now.
Wow, that was intense. But she was, because of her condition, she wasn't actually able to help her daughter, and that was a big source of guilt for her, which
and
is
even if she
really
was 100%
sad.
well, she might not have been able to help her daughter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If Amy didn't want help, she was never going to get it because
nobody could have stopped her.
It has to get to a point where someone will go, "Hey, I'm gonna."
Well, maybe they could have put her in a conservatorship. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe it could have been, but I don't. That just is so extreme. It's so crazy.
It's so sad too. So she was such a talented woman.
She was.
It's
brilliant.
just sad.
She was brilliant.
Yeah.
Very sad. Should we go on to something happier? Sorry, Jeff. Go finish up.
Next.
Keep
Now he's
moving.
drinking. Go next.
It's becoming gang signs now. We're going to something happier. Well, it depends on what you think is happy, but I'm a little bit happy for these two. I wasn't really about it first time round, but there's something feels a bit more right. It's not as look at our movie, go see our movie, listen to my album. The relationship seems a little bit more authentic this time.
But look at me run
perhaps.
around in a bikini for a photo shoot.
52 years old, motherfucker. Do you look like that?
Here's the thing. He played Batman.
Are we gonna body shame?
That didn't really work out for him, right? Like that kind of ended in a fizzle thing. And then what's she really been doing lately that's successful? You tell me it's not a little bit perfect timing?
Look, I think we underestimate. I think everyone does underestimate.
I'm just being devil's
how
advocate.
successful J-Lo is, because bitch is making that money. It may not be necessarily in music, but bitch is making that
over
coin.
$400 million. Like she could be bringing out her own movies and music with her own wealth if she wanted to. But
they on a yacht, bitch. She got dough.
So I'm Team J-Lo. Like I've always been Team J-Lo, except for the album when they were together. That was not a good. No.
What would
and Steve, I would like to counteract your question you asked me before. I'm sure I would look that great if I had $400 million. But
oh no,
continue.
Luke. Apparently, I read an interview that she does not. She's never had alcohol. She doesn't do this. Like she is like
Spartan.
She knows her brand and she knows what her brand needs to look like, and she does not deviate. So at 52 years old, I've never looked that good in my life. So rock on, Jennifer. You go, girl.
Oh, absolutely. She looks phenomenal.
She looks phenomenal.
Some of those pictures of them on the yacht, man, his face looked a little red. Like, what just happened, buddy? You're just down. But I'm being an asshole. But it also, I'm very excited. I'm glad. I hope it works out. I don't think it will, because going backwards is never a good thing. But maybe it will.
Track record
maybe
for
it'll
both
give
of
us
them
all
is not the
hope.
greatest.
No, Luke.
Jeffrey. No, girl. Well, they never technically got married. So.
No, they didn't.
But she kept the ring.
That was a gorgeous.
She got.
Look at. Can I just show you, bitches? Look at what just got delivered.
Oh, delish.
Literally. Off the boat.
Delish.
It is. a Greek. Was it a Greek style pizza from what's the place?
Looks
called?
good. Olives,
Hot Box.
everything.
Hot box. And
Oh,
Ooh,
Hot
Hot
Box.
Box.
Hot Box, you owe
Yeah.
us money
They
for
went and got
advertising.
We went down to Beavertown.
they took the pontoon and went and picked me up a pizza.
Now, Jeffrey, how many
Oh, God,
stars
love.
would you give
On
this
the
pizza?
pontoon. This pizza? Oh,
Yeah, out of 5 stars.
4.92.
4.92. Beautiful.
I love it.
From New York, that's a good rating for a pizza.
What a great segue. Let's talk about this. Kanye's kitchen too costly? Is he just full of hot air? Kanye West was blasted by fans for charging $40 for a hot dog, $50 for chicken fingers, and $65 for a snack basket during the Donda album listening party. The rapper 44 previewed his new album in Atlanta, but some fans were left gobsmacked by the pricey refreshments on offer. Also, a Ziploc bag of air, reportedly from the event, was selling on eBay for $3,333.33 and had a bid of had 90 bids at the time of the article's writing.
Oh
Jesus.
my gosh.
He's
Well,
eating his pizza. He's gone.
Yeah, Jeff's out. He's gone.
I gotta tell
people,
Go,
what
Vera.
can you
You go
say to
first.
that?
$50 for a chicken wing. Fuck you.
that.
I get you gotta pay the Kardashians, money for the divorce, but $50, fuck you. You're not worth enough with your $150,000 sneakers, your Yeezys. Jesus.
Well, one of the
someone did
commenters-
comment,
yeah.
someone did comment saying that there is a legal stipulation that they have to sell food at the event, which is true because in Australia, anywhere that they and I'm sure they were serving alcohol at this event, they have to legally supply food. And things do get a little bit pricey. But Luke, have you ever seen something that pricey at a concert?
Not at a concert, no, but I have it was still more exorbitant than theme park prices, right? Where you pay like $40 for a meal. But yeah, no, it seemed crazy though that they would even do that, but it was because allegedly they did not want to sell food at the event. So they made the prices so ridiculously high that they wouldn't have to make much food. I don't know if it worked out. Maybe they just made a lot of money off selling chicken wings.
Well, who knows? Chicken strips. I think you've got to be specific. How is the pizza, Jeffrey?
If I was at a Kanye West function and I would obviously need to be hammered and probably on some other mind-altering substances. I'd spend $50 on a fucking hot dog too, because I'd rather go sit and talk to the vendors than listen to his bullshit. I mean, they say that with love.
Oh, Jeff, I love it. Thank you for
What's the
coming
most
back
you've
to
ever
us.
paid for food though, Jeff? That was overpriced. Is there anything that stands out in your mind ever? I know I spent $20 on chicken nuggets once at a theme park. It's nuggets and chips and a Coke for $20. I was
in Vegas with Katrina, we were paying $75 per glass of champagne.
That was.
We weren't paying. I
Well,
didn't have to
exactly.
pay it,
You
but,
weren't paying,
I
so why
watched
the fuck
bill,
do you
know what I'm
care?
saying? We all had.
One of the last
Because
times
I
I
was still
went.
horrified because somebody else had to pay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but not you.
Dinner for 4 people was $900.
oh, yummy.
I would have just
For
went,
4
thank
people.
you.
It was delicious.
It
There
better
you
be.
go.
For
I did, but it was
$900.
so. And Katrina, she didn't give a fuck. She's ordering a rack of lamb. She's like, I want this. She ordered 10 things. You know what I'm saying? Because she's like, no, trust me. It's okay. She's like, whatever. He's got it. Don't worry. Come on, get this. And so I'm like, don't you fucking dare.
Oh.
He's like, well, he said he's paying. I'm like, I don't care.
That's your
Speaking
deal.
of people, speaking of people who don't care anymore, we're going to go into this article, which I love. 335,000 and no longer counting. Twin sisters Louise and Martine fucking have more than a century of experience between them, and were crowned with the title of Amsterdam's red light district's oldest window girls back in 2012 before their retirement. The sisters, now in their late 70s, have serviced more than 335,000 clients in their lengthy careers. They've had a documentary made about them called Meet the Fockins, and have
course it
also
was
had a
that.
book detailing the lives and stories.
Go girl.
I think, yeah,
Yay.
get it. Hey,
It's Luna Tunas.
it's Luna Tunas squared.
They clearly have made a living at it.
Look
Go. Whatever.
Jeffrey,
I
go. I want Jeffrey's opinion. Go.
No, if somebody's paying for that pussy looking like those two bitches, you know what? They should be walking on water, right? Because this is the thing. Like, our whole world is about, oh, you got to be skinny, you got to look perfect, you got to look great, right? And so those two, obviously, you know, they were older, maybe not in the best of shape. We're getting paid to fuck.
You gotta think after that many customers, those pussies know what they're doing.
Oh my gosh.
Either that
I
or
would
they're
say
dead.
Absolutely.
they
Or
were
they're
like
dead.
probably they were
It's like Luke's
infamous in the
asshole.
red light district. Those women were infamous in the red light district. Like people, it's like people were going to pay just to see them. They probably weren't even having sex in the end. They were just like getting people to pay to just like, hey, here we are. We got titties.
I gotta believe they knew what they were doing.
Oh,
They
absolutely.
did, and you know what? Their thing, the reason why they were saying one of the main reasons why they quit was the decline in the men that they were servicing. They said that everyone was getting fat and ugly, so they decided to stop. They said 20 years.
The fuck.
20 years earlier,
Shut
20 years earlier, everyone
Well,
looked
did
after
you
themselves
Pull
more.
that picture back up.
So how do we feel about all of these?
That picture back.
You gotta respect
I
the
often
fact
find-
that their name was Fockins.
I love it.
Yeah, but it's strange how like these twins seem to like, you know, you see it in a lot of like stuff that's out there on the internet where there's like twins doing these sexual things together. It's like borderline incest, or it is
Look, it was
incest.
their
It's
story is
What are
actually
you watching?
borderline about that.
their story is
know, like,
actually
they'll-
quite sad. One of the sisters was forced into prostitution because she had a child, and the father of the child refused to have anything to do with it or pay her any money or blah 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 blah. So the only job that she could get was prostitution. The sister was started as the cleaner in with her sister, and then ended up, you know, joining the family business. So I guess it has its happy
That's
ending.
happened to a lot
Good
of
for them
women.
for sticking together.
Yeah.
That's family. That's
I
family.
think anytime I think it's very sad that any woman that doesn't want to do this feels that she has to do it. But at the same time, I feel like if you're proud of it and you're okay with it, bitch, work on, baby. Work on, suck that dick, bitch. Do your part.
Well, there's
Just
some
like Luke.
changes happening. There's some changes happening in the dick department that's gonna make Jeffrey not very happy.
Oh,
Here we go. Anytime. Long-term COVID leads to men coming up short. People who are suffering from long COVID have amassed a list of up to 200 possible symptoms, including a decrease in the size of penis and or testicles, tinnitus, hallucinations, and aggression, according to a new study. The first of its kind study looked at the holistic approach to the long-term impacts of COVID and has compiled a list of dozen potential systems. While most commonly mentioned systems include fatigue, brain fog, and oh god, I can't even read.
Exertional malaise.
Thank you. I need glasses. Exertional malaise. Subjects have also mentioned less well-known effects such as tremors, itchy skin, a decrease in penis size, sexual dysfunction, and blurred vision. Watch the male immunization rate
I would want to
skyrocket
know.
Well,
after
look,
this is
I
made
gotta-
public.
Who wants
Luke,
an injection now, boys?
Luke, I'm gonna take one. I'm gonna take one for the team. I'm
All
going to
right.
throw myself under the bus and just say, well, I guess if I get COVID, I'm going to be fucked. I'm going to have to become a woman because I'm not going to have a dick. You know what I mean? Gaining all this weight, there's not much there anymore. So COVID might wipe me out.
You're
Maybe
going to
I'll
be
go
in the
get me a
window.
vagina.
You're going to be over in the red light district before you know it, girl.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Jeffrey
go get me a
fucking.
vagina.
You just gotta be good with your straw, honey.
What'd you get for
How-
Christmas, Jeffrey?
How would it shrink the genitals?
Because
How
you
can
don't have
COVID
the blood
shrink-
flow. It's a circulatory compromise. Sure.
There you go. Vera answered it. I set that up for you, Vera.
No. Look
As
at
Ace
Sarah.
commented on the article, look at all the big rockets about to be built.
We're looking at you, Richard Branson.
No, Bezos. Bezos and his
Yeah,
cock
Bezos
rocket.
is the one that's got the cock rocket.
Oh, well, that is true.
Bezos and the cock rocket.
And
Oh,
he
dear.
could take the Fockins up next time. You know, he's
Yeah,
taking
the
old
fucking
ladies
rocket.
up.
The fucking rocket. Look, we've got a lot more to. I'm gonna have to start to speed up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This came out the other day. Wentworth Miller announces his autism diagnosis. 49-year-old Prison Break star took to Instagram to announce his diagnosis, which he received a year ago. This isn't something I change. Immediately being autistic is central to who I am, to everything I've achieved and articulated. Miller wrote that he knows access to a diagnosis is a privilege many do not enjoy, and that his diagnosis was a shock but not a surprise. I don't know enough about autism. There's a lot to know, he wrote. Right now, my work looks like evolving my understanding, re-examining 5 decades of lived experience through a new lens. I don't want to run the risk of suddenly becoming a loud, ill-informed voice in the room. The autistic community, this I do know, has historically been talked over, spoken for. I do not wish to do additional harm, only to raise my hand and say, I am here, have been, and yeah, who's finally realizing it. So,
Let's
interesting,
normalize
right?
it.
Talking to autism, can we
Go, Jeffrey.
can we talk about our little family? Bill, Maxwell, and Stacy and Michael. They are only $2,000 away from their
Oh,
goal.
wow.
Wow.
Congratulations,
Yay.
Bill, Stacy.
Their home.
And little Michael.
Yes. So if you guys are watching now, go look up Bill Maxwell on Twitter. The link's on our page. We'll share it again right after the show. Please go donate. And let's help them hit their goal. So Luke, take out your goddamn wallet.
You talk like I've got money in it. Goodness me. I do this show.
Hey, I gave him $400, bitch. Okay, pull out some money.
And
No,
look,
that's
see,
great, though.
it just
Good on
proves that you have a heart of gold, even though you pretend to not have one at all.
I think that more and more people are on the spectrum.
Well,
than we
because
realize.
I
think that more and more people have mental health issues. More people have, these intellectual challenges. I don't want to say challenges, differences. And we need to start recognizing that not everybody learns the same. Not everybody is the same. I know. Luke gets picked on all the time.
I am. It's terrible, Ace.
Listen,
And thank you.
here's the thing. I love Luke to death. Usually, if I pick on
This
Luke,
is our
he comes
shtick,
back
but-
and he plays a little bit more.
Yeah,
He's usually
I'm a little bit
more on
off guard right now because, I just haven't seen you for so long. So now it's like a stranger attacking me.
I
This
is-
have his shields up.
This is probably the longest. This is probably in 3 years the longest Luke and I haven't talked. It's been probably a month.
Mhm.
It has, definitely.
I don't think that's happened in the last couple.
I think
of
we
years.
did one show in between there, but it was a lot
Even
of
I
people on
felt
the show.
very lonely. My Facebook messenger
know,
hasn't
I
been
was
going off at
worried.
strange times.
But I mean, even us doing the show, you know what I mean? That's us doing the show. That's not us talking about what's going on in our lives, what's happening. 'Cause
Yeah.
we usually catch
Exactly.
up once a week or a couple times a week, depending on what's
Well,
going
we
on.
usually have a phone call.
And it's two, and it's up, bitch. I'm gone.
Oh dear. How funny.
I'm cutting out. Everybody's frozen. I can't hear nothing.
No, we're here.
We
Over
nobody
here.
said anything. We were listening to you.
All right, we're going to
Can you see
very
me? I'm waving my hands.
We
Yeah.
can
Yes,
see
we
you,
can
Bubs.
see you.
We're waving back.
We can see you.
All right, Steve. Next article.
Well,
Save this show.
well, Jeffrey,
He's playing
Dexter's
with
coming back. Are you excited about Dexter, Jeffrey?
Jeffrey.
He's gone.
Jeffrey.
We lost him. I think he's.
Okay,
I love
I'll-
Dexter.
Look, I'm excited
Alright.
about the show coming back. I think there was a lot more to be done, and I think it's good there's a gap because now we can revisit these characters. Dexter's sister's going to be back, and it's going to be really nice to examine all the aftermath of the shit that went down in that last season, because there was some hectic shit that went down.
I didn't see her in a trailer.
No,
She's
she's
back.
just been announced. She's just been announced.
They gave her what she was asking for.
And so
It's
We've
a
got-
dream. It's a dream.
we got horror comebacks like no one's business. The Chucky TV show is coming in October. Chucky can say fuck 10 times an episode. There's going to be murder. There's going to be 80s cast, 2000s cast, 90s cast. It's going to be all kind of things Chucky. So if you like Chucky, check out Chucky.
A cast member had told me they can't come and do any press right now, but we will revisit that. He can't follow it because it's too
He
late.
can't follow us. He can't follow us. Luke, I picked this one especially for you. We're going to
lovely.
get the I Know What You Did Last Summer series
That's
in
good.
October. So
I-
Halloween looks like it's going to be great. Amazon Prime.
Yeah, and I think the way they said it, they're going to do it like episodic, like each episode is each person's point of view that's involved. I think that will work for this to be a series. I think it could be very interesting if done right.
Oh, Vera. Private chat on fire today. Oh, Luke, you're going to like that one when you see it.
I will.
Other horror news, we've got Paul Rudd was offered to return to Halloween as Tommy Doyle, which a role that he portrayed in The Curse of Michael Myers. Whether you like Halloween 6 or not is, personal opinion. But he was asked to return, and scheduling disallowed him to do that, which is, I think Halloween fans would have been really happy to see him return as Tommy Doyle. But the big news was from Jamie Lee Curtis, who I think we all expected it, saying that Halloween Ends will see her play Laurie Strode for the final time since her debut in 1978. I would say, given what I know about the next movie, I think it will be the last time that I'll play her. I'm not saying something like, oh, it's because I die. It's nothing to do with that. I'm talking about emotionally what they've constructed. I think it's a spectacular way to end this trilogy. I think that's really, quite obvious when it's called Halloween Ends that someone's going to go.
Well,
They're not going to
there's been
kill
plenty
off
of Friday
Michael
the 13th
Myers, are
fans.
they? They're not
Yeah, look, I think it's great that Jamie's always come back to that character because it was the character that launched her career.
We'll see.
Look, and there's obviously a
see.
lot of money to be made from Laurie Strode and
Hell
Halloween.
no, I haven't seen anything but the original.
And then there was huge surprise news this week as well. David Gordon Green is now tackling The Exorcist in a new trilogy. Universal and Peacock, along with partners Blumhouse and Morgan Creek, have announced that Ellen Burstyn will reprise her legendary role, Academy Award nominated Chris McNeil, in a new sequel to The Exorcist from David Gordon Green. The actress is cast alongside star of stage and screen Leslie Odom Jr. from Hamilton, who will reportedly lead the franchise as a father who seeks the aid of Chris when his daughter becomes possessed. Now, the first installment of the new trilogy will hit cinemas in October 13th, 2023. Still no word on Linda Blair yet, but I feel like they're holding out on Linda.
If we're giving props to J-Lo, let's just give a few props to
Ellen
Burstyn.
Burstyn looks
This woman
amazing.
is like almost 90.
I was going to say,
And
I
I'm
really
so-
hope this is horrible to say it loud, but it's a thought that crossed my mind. I hope she's still around when this movie eventually premieres in 2 years' time. Because
She's
imagine doing all this work
almost
for
ready.
something you may not see.
Hasn't even filmed yet. So look, I
She
think
looks pretty good.
she looks amazing. She was just recently she was the oldest nominee for an Oscar.
Yep.
In the supporting actress category. We don't have the article here, but Ace brought up a very important point. Vera's mate has been back in the news again, Mr. Stephen Dorff.
It is this. I thought I did put it up, Sis.
It's all right. It's okay. Basically, backpedaling everything he said about Scarlett Johansson and Black Widow. Surprise, surprise.
Stunned.
Saying that he hasn't seen the movie, but he loves Scarlett and he sent her a little note. But update today, Scarlett Johansson is suing
Disney.
Marvel.
No, she's suing Disney.
Well, Marvel and Disney
Right.
because of the release of Black Widow to Disney Plus.
Because,
Negates
yes.
part of her contract. So they are effectively hampering her profit because she has a percentage of the box office. So the release to Disney
She doesn't
Plus.
have anything written in about the
Percentage
streaming
of
rights.
Disney Plus, yeah.
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 Sneaky, and you shouldn't piss off your talent.
The mouse
Apparently,
knows how to
this
make
is the
money.
end. This is the end of that Disney Plus premiere thing. Apparently, it will not happen again.
Good.
So we shall see. Yeah, it kills the box office, but
It does.
what can you do? What can you do? All right, Vera, how are you feeling? We're at the hour mark, so you might as well get real toasting.
If we got any
All right, here we go. It's time for a segment we like to call Vera Van. Okay, hold on. Let me get you ready.
Okay. Sidious, Altius,
Vent.
This is the motto of the Olympics. It has been the motto since I was a child, but they just changed it to the English equivalent of Sidious, Altius, Fortius, faster, stronger, higher, or faster, higher, stronger. Their intention is to honor the Olympics for going faster, for going higher, for going farther. But is this always the case? I'd like to talk about Syria Bonelli. I'm going to bet nobody... No, that wasn't what I wanted you to sow.
Oh.
Damn it.
Go, keep talking. Ignore that.
I bet you nobody knows who she is. Syria Bonelli was a French figure skater from the 90s. She was in 3 different Olympics. She is the only skater, male or female, to ever land a back flip on a single blade.
Is this
She was the first Black figure skater to skate in any competition worldwide. She was a 5-time European champion, 9-time French champion. She competed in 3 different Olympics. And at 1998, she was expected to place on the podium. She was going against Oksana Bayul. She was expected to be a head-to-head race between the 2 of them for first place. Before Nagano, she injured her ankle. And because of that Achilles rupture, she was unable to complete one of her famous triples. She was the first female to attempt triple combinations. And she's one of the few females that has ever landed quad combinations. She is an amazing athletic skater. She was criticized over and over again for not being graceful enough, for being too athletic. She was criticized for wearing a braid to a competition. So she chopped her hair before the competition because they weren't going to let her skate for wearing a braided ponytail. At the Nagano Olympics, she was unable to land a triple Lutz, and she knew that this was imperative to her scoring. So she performed the backflip landing on a single blade because she knew that the ruptured Achilles wouldn't support her. She is, to this day, the only skater to ever land this jump. And they looked to the technical judge, and the technical judge said, I don't know, we've never had this jump before. And one judge said she is intentionally disrespectful and out of line, and they gave her 10th place for landing for being the only person to ever attempt this jump. The reason I bring this up because of our conversation about Simone Biles. And this is where I wanted you to put the picture up so everybody could see why I think there's a parallel. You know, Simone Biles was told 4 weeks ago that she couldn't perform the routine she's been performing and perfecting for the last 5 years. After this Olympics, Surya Bonali retired and never competed again. Can we think of any reason why she might have been criticized and chastised and harassed this way? You know, stronger, higher, faster. Just don't make the white people look bad.
Well, look, white people are looking bad at the Olympics anyway, aren't they, Vera, at the moment?
Yeah, I think so.
Look at these guys. Look at these guys. Here we go.
The Russians,
What the fuck?
Two Russians fell off the beam, and one fell off the beam twice, and they won the gold.
They'll get me broken legs when they get back home. But look, sometimes a fun day can end in disaster. Is that working?
It was playing. It was playing. It was playing.
We didn't see the clip.
I'm gonna play it again.
God bless
Now-
us for just throwing that bird off.
I need to bring up something that, you know, the first thing I thought of when I saw that.
What? Oh, gosh. How lucky is that kid on that ride, though, that bird didn't hit her in the face? Could you imagine, like, a beak just
poke her
flying
eye
for
out
your
like a
eye?
magpie.
Oh dear, who knows? Look, that's the kind of week it's been around here, folks. So Jeffrey did have to leave. He had a bad internet connection, but welcome back. I do just
And
want to
pizza waiting
quickly
for him.
I do just want to quickly send some love overseas. You guys, I haven't told you, but our UK correspondent, the lovely Lee, actually came down with COVID recently. She is she's fully vaccinated, so she's fully
got just a
vaccinated,
mild
but
case.
she's not so mild. She's not so mild, but she's on the road to recovery. So Lee, if you are watching, lots of love from Australia and America, and get well soon. And thanks everyone for joining us. We will see you again next week. It's that time. We've gone overtime. It's been a good time.
Again.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
So I was trying to come up with an Olympic joke for the end of the show, but my mind just went to Cool Runnings, and I can't do that without sounding racist. So bye.